Hi guys, this is Mrs. Gastler, and in this video we're going to talk about the difference between instantaneous and average speed. This is going to work for both AP Physics 1 and AP Physics C. We'll get into some more differences with this a little bit later in our next scoring scale, learning to critical concept. But this goes with motion basics. It's number 3. We're distinguishing between instantaneous speed and average speed, and this is how it's going to work. I'm going to cut them off this way. We're going to put average speed over here, and we're going to put instantaneous speed over here, and here's how this is going to work. Okay, so in our last video, MB2, we talked about what speed was, and when we're talking about speed, we're mostly talking about average speed, and what that means is that we're talking about the speed over a whole trip. Okay, that V equals D over T, or maybe you see it S equals D over T. It's the same equation here for speed. Remember, just the V by itself, we're usually talking about that. To distinguish that we're talking about an average, we usually put this little bar right here. That little bar means average. So anytime you see this bar on top of something that we write down in physics, we're going to be talking about the average. So the average speed is distance over time. So here we are with the average speed there too. Okay. When we talk about instantaneous speed, what we're doing is we're talking about the speed right now. Okay. The way this works is that what we're looking at is it's really just the average speed in a very small, an infinitesimal, there's your other new word for the day, infinitesimal time interval. Okay, so we're looking at, so here's our whole trip we want to look at right now. So we're going to look at this tiny little interval of time. So infinitesimal is very small. In fact, if you're in AP Physics C, infinitesimal is going to be a limit, and eventually will be a derivative, which we'll talk about later, that we're talking about something else. Okay, so if we think about this, let's think about an example here. Over with the average speed. So I live about 4.5 miles away. Okay, I drive 4.5 miles to get to school every morning. It takes me about 10 minutes. Okay, now in hours, that's 0.167 hours if I'm rounding. Okay, so if I wanted to find my average speed, okay, distance divided by time, I'm going 4.5 miles in 0.167 hours, which would give me a speed of 26.94 miles per hour. Okay. Do you think I'm going 26.94 miles per hour at every moment in my trip? No, I'm not. In fact, if I were to make a graph of what that looked like, which I could, of my speed, my instantaneous speed at any given time, I mean, I start out going kind of slow, and then I got to stop at the light, right? And then I can go a little bit faster on this one road for a little while longer. And so I'm going there, and then I got to stop again because there's another light, and then I can go that speed again, and then I stop again, and then I got to go, this road is a little bit slower, and then I got to turn into the parking lot, you know. So my speed over the whole trip is not 26.94 miles. At this point in time, it's probably about 40 miles an hour. There's a part of the street, I think it's 45. Okay, so I'm going faster for part of it, but I'm not going that speed the entire time. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about average speed versus instantaneous speed. Okay, the speedometer on your car. I'm going to leave you with this question. What does your speedometer show you? I think there's actually only one E in a speedometer. What does your speedometer show you? Does it show you average speed or instantaneous speed? Okay. I'm sure you probably know the answer to that question, and if you would like to ask your teacher if you're right, you should do that. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.